Hey guys, this is God of Politics. I'm going to a brand new video, but before we get started with this video, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also follow me on Twitter and join the Discord. Those are both linked down in the description. But in today's video, I'm going to be doing my updated Senate elections predictions video. It's been about 5 weeks now since I did my last Senate prediction video, so I thought that it would be a good time to do another one. My next video is going to be my prediction for the New York City mayoral race, which is going to be quite a difficult race to predict. I live in New York City myself, and even I don't know how this race is going to turn out, but stay tuned for that video. It will be coming up on Monday, just a day before the election day, but we probably won't get results for a number of days, if not weeks. But getting into this Senate elections predictions, you can see here that Democrats start off with 36 seats, Republicans start off with 30 seats, but there are a lot of safe states for the Republicans. These include Idaho, Utah, North Dakota, South Dakota, Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Alabama, Kentucky, Indiana. I'm going to include Iowa as a safe state because I think that Chuck Grassley is leaning towards running at this point, and if he does run, he's going to win by a safe margin. South Carolina is also a safe state for the Republican Party, as well as finally the state of Alaska. Now, Alaska is an interesting state because Donald Trump recently just endorsed Murkowski's challenger, a more right-wing Republican, and now you have a situation where is Murkowski going to be able to survive, because they do have a ranked choice voting system in Alaska, which means that, of course, you can rank the candidates. How is Murkowski going to be able to get support is the real question. Are Democrats going to put her second? Are they going to bother to put her second after, some votes that they necessarily wouldn't like? But she is also more moderate. And are Republicans who vote for the challenger going to bother to put Murkowski second? That's another question. So Murkowski could really be in hot water here. But I do still think that the seat is safe Republican for now. But I will make a video about it soon, or eventually, about the actual implications of this race. And of course, we do have some safe seats for the Democrats as well. These include Washington, Oregon, California, these coastal states, which are always safe pretty much at the Senate level, Hawaii, Illinois, New York, Vermont, Connecticut, Maryland, and that is going to be it. So we can see here that after the safe states, actually, I will add Colorado to that. I don't think that Michael Bennett's going to go under 10 points. Maybe it falls slightly below 10 points, but he's not going to have any trouble winning this race. And of course, for my safe margin, I do define it as plus 10. So anybody asking about Missouri or Colorado, I'm using plus 10, not plus 15. So after those safe states, those safe margins, Democrats have 46 seats and the Republicans have 45 seats. Now, the Democrats are only 4 seats off a majority. Republicans are 6 seats off a majority, given that Republicans need 51 seats. Democrats only need 50 because of Vice President Kamala Harris. Now, getting into the likely margin states, we will actually see if we have any of these likely margin states, and we do. Ohio is going to be a likely margin state, I do believe. Democrats do have a solid recruit. Tim Ryan is a great candidate. He ran well ahead of Biden in this white working class district in the Youngstown area, but his margins have been rapidly diminishing, and Ohio has been rapidly trending towards the Republican Party, and that's going to make it very difficult for Tim Ryan to win. And in theory, blue wave year, maybe if he runs against a really bad candidate, he could do it, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to be a blue wave year, most likely. He's not going to have too bad of a candidate to go up against, even if he goes up against Josh Mandel, who lost in 2012. I really don't see any of those scenarios happening. It's not going to be a blue wave year. It's probably just going to be a year that favors Republicans slightly, if anything. So I don't think that Tim Ryan's going to be able to win, although he is a quality candidate. Now, I don't think we do have any more likely margin states. We have a lot of close states. Actually, Florida, I'm going to put as a likely margin. Some people might say safe, but I am saying that Marco Rubio, despite his very, very strong performance in 2016, winning by, I believe, 8 to 9 percentage points, I do think that he'll win by probably maybe 8-9 percentage points again in 2022. It looks like his opponent is going to be Val Demings, who is, again, a quality candidate, but the state is just not in the position for it to flip. And so you can see here Republicans are up to 47 seats after the likely margin states. Now, Democrats actually don't have any likely margin states, according to my prediction here, so we can go right to the lean margin states. And first, I'm going to say that New Hampshire is a lean margin state. Now, we still don't know whether Chris Sununu is running. He may run, he may not. But just for this prediction, I'm going to assume that he is running because I do believe that it's more likely than not as of now. I think it's more likely than someone like Chuck Grassley running or someone like Doug Ducey running, who's already said he's not going to. But there is still a scenario where Sununu doesn't run, and we have to contemplate both scenarios. But in this scenario, I'm going to assume that he does run, and I do believe that would make it lean Republican. If he doesn't run, this seat goes back to lean to likely Democrat. That's how quality Chris Sununu is as a candidate. And of course, he wouldn't win by 40 points like he did in his governor elections, but he still would win by quite a solid margin, probably right around 4 to 5 percentage points here. Now, I'm also going to put the state of Nevada as a lean margin state for the Democrats, and a lot of people are saying that the seat could flip because of a bad state Democratic Party, good Republican candidate, bad Democratic candidate, good national environment for Republicans. I don't see it happening as of now. I think Catherine Cortez Masto is a strong enough candidate to win this race, and I don't think Adam Laxalt is that great of a candidate, but this race could get close. It could be the dark horse race of this cycle, and I do believe that if the stars align correctly, Republicans could flip this seat. Now, I actually also want to include North Carolina as a lean Republican state. Should have done it before, but we can do it now. North Carolina is a stubbornly red state, similar to Nevada for the Democrats. It's stubbornly blue, and while Democrats have had some success in North Carolina with Roy Cooper, of course, really they haven't had much success at the federal level. They haven't won a federal race since 2008 here when they both won both the Senate election and the presidential election. It flipped in 2012. Haven't won it since 2008 at the federal level. Democrats, of course, are running decent candidates. Jeff Jackson's all right. Sherry Beasley's pretty good. But Donald Trump just recently endorsed Ted Budd, who at first didn't look like he was going to be able to win the nomination. It looked someone like Pat McCrory was going to win the nomination. But Ted Budd seems to have shot up since he got the endorsement from Donald Trump. He's probably going to end up being the nominee as of now. And while he's not that great of a candidate, he's also not a bad candidate. North Carolina is a pretty conservative state, at least the Republicans there are. It's a pretty polarized state, and because of that, and many other reasons, of course, I do think that it is lean Republican as of now. So we have 4 races here. Democrats are at 47 seats. Republicans are at 49. I'm going to start off first with the state of Wisconsin, which I do believe is a tilt Republican state. Now, for a couple of predictions, I've had this state as lean Republican, but I am moving it to tilt here just because there's a decent chance that Ron Johnson doesn't run for this seat, which I believe would make it closer. If he does run, I think he probably will win by a lean margin, but given that there's a decent chance he won't run, and that's what he's even said himself, that he's leaning towards not running, this could be a prime pickup opportunity for the Democratic Party. And while even in that scenario, I would rate it as probably toss-up, but slightly leaning towards the Republicans, slightly tilting, I should say. I do think that this is a prime pickup opportunity for the Democrats, but as of now, I'm putting it as tilt Republican. Now, these final 3 races, I guess I'm just spoiling it here, but I'm giving them all to the Democrats, all tilt Democratic. I'm actually moving Arizona to tilt Democratic. Mark Kelly's a good candidate. I won't lie about that, but Mark Brnovich, the Attorney General, is probably going to end up being the nominee for Republicans, and while he's had some feuds with Trump, I think that they can get past that, and I think that he'll probably be a decent candidate. And while I don't think that he's going to be favored to win as of now, he's a quality candidate that, if he does get the nomination, could end up winning this race. Now, speaking about Georgia, there's a lot of talk now with Herschel Walker, who may be running for this seat. But really, I think he's overhyped, to be honest. Sure, he's a legend in the state, but he hasn't lived in the state for decades. And he is a candidate that, of course, would tie himself to Trump quite heavily, which doesn't really help you in the state of Georgia. Georgia is a state that is trended towards the Democrats in part, because of Donald Trump. Now, Raphael Warnock's not that great of a candidate, but he did win by 2 percentage points in 2021, and that's nothing to, frown upon. That's nothing to, look down upon, I should say, actually. But this is certainly a race that could flip, like Arizona, like Pennsylvania, like Wisconsin. There's a lot of races that could flip. Georgia's one of them. I think it could really go either way as of now, but right now I'm just going to say that it slightly tilts towards the Democratic Party. Similar story with Pennsylvania, and that's mostly because I don't really see a viable Republican candidate as as of now, who are they going to run? Someone like Doug Mastriano? I really don't see that as a likely scenario. And even if he did run and somehow got the nomination, he would not be a great candidate, and he would lose. Someone like Lou Barletta would also lose. So really, the Republican bench in Pennsylvania is not that strong, whereas Democrats, I would make a bet that John Fetterman's going to be the nominee. I don't really see someone like Connor Lamb being the nominee, someone like Malcolm Kenyatta. I don't really see that as a likely scenario. John Fetterman is a statewide elected figure. He's reasonably popular. He's well known comparatively. And I think that's going to propel him to the nomination, also with the fundraising numbers that he's got. And I think that while he'll do slightly worse than Joe Biden in the suburbs, he will do substantially better in rural areas, particularly those in western Pennsylvania. I think he'll crack 60% in Allegheny County, most likely. And so there's a number of ways that he could win this race. And as of right now, I do think that he is slightly favored to win this race. And so you can see that overall here, I've got the total prediction that looks very similar to the predictions that I've had in past months, with a couple little ratings changes under the hood. So you can see here, 50 Democrats, 50 Republicans is my prediction as of now. Things could change, and if they will change, I will update my prediction. But as of now, I don't really have much changes to this prediction, and that's why I do have 50 Democrats and 50 Republicans, with the Democrats keeping control of the United States Senate. So thank you all for watching this video. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also follow me on Twitter and join the Discord. Those are both linked down in the description. But again, guys, thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you guys later.